I don't know, man. Fox, they butchered. Well, once they started doing the timeline shifts to retcon, the horrible X-Men 3 movie, so Disney's gonna. I'm sure they'll fix all that, but it's gonna be years. It's.
Well, how do you have faith in Disney or Marvel to fix all that? Or are they one and the same?
No, they're one and the same now, except for Sony.
Okay, how can you have faith in them to fix X-Men,
Because
but you
it's
don't
gonna be
have
a.
faith in them to fix Star Wars? Yeah. Let me
So
let me light that fire.
what a shit show The Last Jedi was.
I disagree respectfully, sir.
I've had time to really sit and think on the whole Snoke thing. I if in what are we, episode 9,
Hmm.
you know, because here was my main problem with Snoke. Yeah, I wanted to know the background, but I didn't have to know it. They were doing all these interviews leading up to the movie, and the cast and directors, all these people. Oh, Emperor Snoke, he's far more powerful than Vader or the Emperor, who up to this point have been the two most powerful people that other than maybe Yoda that we've known about, right?
Right.
But in the throne room scene, he's boasting, and then Kylo Ren just shoop, he's cut in half and he's dead. So it was like, but then so maybe Kylo Ren has ascended to do. So if they, I swear to you, if they bring back Snoke in Episode 9, it's that's going to be the worst thing. All these Star Wars channels are still out there. Snoke's alive, man. Snoke's alive. Like, no. He would have had to not only survive getting cut in half, his whole ship blew up. He has no body. Oh no, man. He's still alive. His
Yeah, it's
ring.
because Darth Maul came back.
Well, Darth Maul just fell down a pit. He didn't.
Hmm.
His body didn't get exploded
Hmm.
in a fiery space crash or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So, okay, the whole scene of them chasing, that was dumb. You mean to tell me that the First Order only had those 3 or 4 ships in their fleet? They couldn't radio back like, "Hey, here's our coordinates. Jump,
What?
jump ahead just a little bit of where we are. That'll fix them." Or they couldn't just when they sent out the TIE fighters. How many did they send out, Joe?
What?
3.
Yeah, that's right.
You only have 3 TIE fighters. 3. I mean, if they would been like, "Hey, man, money's tight. We're running out of gas too," then I'd be like, "Okay, I get it. Everybody's broke these days." But it just wasn't. And then the scene with Luke, I called him a coward. It's not that he was a coward. I just wanted him to go down fighting. Instead of I'll just send my shadow out to do it for me, and then I'll fade away into nothing.
Hmm.
And since when do Force Ghosts have lightning abilities? And Yoda showing up, it didn't make sense because Luke was about to destroy the tree anyway, and then Yoda shows up and is like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll do it in Force Lightning." It's like, when could you? So,
But the thing about the Force is you didn't when we watched the original trilogy, we didn't know shit about the Force.
right,
And you're learning what the Force can do. And we're still learning what the Force can do.
okay.
So
I'll
you
take
can't be upset that you didn't know the Force. We don't know.
it. Could
They
have
can
been.
make this crap up as they go
I
along.
get
And
it,
it just
but
becomes canon.
it just didn't make sense that he did the thing that Luke was about to do anyway.
It was a lesson. It was a lesson. Luke was about to do something out of anger, out of frustration. And that was wrong for a Jedi to act like that.
He's
And
not a
Yoda had to
Jedi.
Yoda had to sit him down, sit on Daddy's lap. We're gonna learn our lesson. What do we get from this? And now we can set it on fire.
Oh man. So you're telling me you like the scene of Luke drinking the blue titty milk, whatever it was?
Who doesn't like a little titty milk every now and then?
Oh man, that was
That was
that
so
was
disgusting. And he had to look at the camera, smiling, chomping on it, like it's all chunky.
And then, it was just, I don't know, man. The movie, visually, it was great, the visuals and all that, but then it's just like, where do they go from here? I've already seen Kylo and Rey fight twice now. We gotta have it again. Is Snoke gonna come back? You know, how do they do Leia?
I think this movie was
Super Leia.
about, which I didn't mind at all.
Oh
I
God.
expected her to die because the actress is dead, with all due
Yeah,
respect. But I don't know how they continue on. I don't understand. Will you stop it? Again, you don't know what the Force can do.
man, turn around and eat the bootios. You know that scene was booty.
That scene was great. It was emotional. It was impactful. I didn't want her to die out in cold space, in the vacuum of space.
Yeah. Well, how did you feel about Akbar?
You didn't care about Akbar since Return of the Jedi. You didn't even care about him
Huh?
in Return of the Jedi.
Off
You ain't never
screen,
visit Akbar. You ain't
the
write him no letters.
greatest
You ain't send him no
admiral.
damn car.
Okay, the greatest admiral of that fleet, and he just.
You don't even know his first name, and it ain't General.
His first name is General. He's in the military. And then the whole scene with Holdo, like that was dumb to me. You got to admit that was pointless. That was pointless with her. I know what the plan. What's the plan? I'm not telling you. We're all dying. I'm still not going to tell you. And the plan was just to continue course. Like, that's your plan?
And to get away by transport. What if they had spies? He wants a plan in front of everybody.
But that's what they hinted at. There was a spy. There's a spy. And you mean to tell me Snoke didn't know the own capabilities of his own ship? Come on, man. Come on. So
I think this movie was meant to erode and take away all of the usual expectations of us making the same old predictions, because all these Star Wars movies are pretty much predictable and formulaic. This movie kind of ended that. Now you don't know. You don't know. They pissed you off. They changed up the routine.
That's what I said. I've thought about it now for 2 months since it's been out, 3 months, and I was angry as hell when I left the theater. You remember? I was mad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went home. I reserved, I didn't say much. I just went home and I thought. I laid in bed and I was listening to all these reviews. I didn't take it as far as some of these people. This is Star Wars is ruined.
Raping my childhood.
God. Yeah, I mean.
What?
I just didn't like it. That's all. And people would, oh my God, this is the worst movie ever. It stole raped my childhood. Star Wars is dead. It's like, no, you can go ahead and forget about that. Star Wars is not dead. Just because your ass didn't like it or my ass didn't like it, guess what? You still paid and saw it, and a billion other people paid to see it too. So,
and guess what? People didn't like The Force Awakens either. That was the worst Star Wars movie that raped their childhood. And then before that, they didn't like Revenge of the Sith, and that was the worst Star Wars. And they didn't before that. Attack of the Clones was awful because it was all filler. It was basically fan service, and it was the worst Star Wars movie that raped my child. And then before that, Phantom Menace, about some punk kid and pod racing. And this was what kind of prequel is this? Is in midichlorians. It was the worst Star Wars movie that raped my childhood. And then before that, it was The Return of the Jedi and Ewoks. And how bad. Why? Why do we need Ewoks? This is the worst Star Wars movie that raped my child. And before that, Empire Strikes Back. And oh my God. Why? Ugh.
If you want your childhood raped, here's what I suggest. Go back to 1985 and watch Transformers. And then fast forward to 2009 and watch Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Oh.
And then watch Transformers The Last Night or whatever. And then watch Transformers Destruction or whatever the freaking movies are called. That'll ruin your childhood.
The last night turned me off from all Transformers movies. I was a steadfast believer in Michael Bay. I was holding the flag, and then the last night, and oh my God, when you have just a child running at the front of all of these Autobots, head first, leaps and bounds ahead of them, leading the charge against a bunch of Decepticons on a station up in the air, explosions and gunfire going everywhere. Come on, give me a freaking break.
She got a preview all to herself too. I'm not a little girl. I'm gonna. It's like, oh my God, is this movie about Transformers at all?